Hi, my name is Patricia, and today I'm going to talk to you about acrylic paint and what I've experienced as far as different types of paints that I use when I do an acrylic pour. I'm going to compare 4 brands that I use. I've got my Artist Loft, I've got Grumbacher, oops, let me show you up there. Artist Loft, Grumbacher, Arteza, and Apple Barrel. What I've done is I've selected 4 paints that I use and that I have experience with, and then I've chosen the primary colors for all of them, and I've also included white. So I'm going to be using the blue, the yellow, and the red, and then white from each of the 4 companies. I'm also going to be using some of my standard products that I use all the time. My pouring medium of choice is Flood Floetrol. Just love this stuff. My canvas has been primed with Liquitex gesso. Yes, the canvases do come primed already, but I've found that it's never to my liking. I find that I still get kind of bleeding through around the edges, so I always gesso everything before I use it. The silicone that I use is KY True Feel. It's 100% dimethicone. I get huge cells. I love it. So I've told you about the paints that I'm going to be using. I pour my Floetrol into these little dispenser bottles, so I have it handy. I also keep my distilled water in one as well. I rarely use it, but on occasion I need it. I'm going to use an 8x10 canvas, Artist Loft canvas that I purchased. It's been gessoed. All 4 canvases are going to be alike. I do all of my pouring on my container lids. If you've seen any of my posts or any of my previous videos, you'll know that I love container lids because they're fabulous as far as containing the runoff in here, and then I can make my skins. So, got my tub, got my canvas, got my cups. I don't throw these away. I save them from previous jobs, and I use them to hold my canvas up. Set that up and give you a peek. Got my used cups there. Set my canvas on top, and then I'll do my pour right on here. Of course, the other thing that you always need, if you don't want to destroy your clothes, is my handy dandy apron, which I'll be putting on in a second. My gloves, if you don't want to destroy your hands, and popsicle sticks. And I do believe that's everything. I always keep a little tub of water with my washcloth and some dry paper towels so that if I need to, I have them. And I think that is everything I need. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to mix the paint and get it set up for my first test. I'm going to be doing Artist Loft first, and we will do a pour together, and I'll show you the process, and we'll see the finished painting, not dry, but as it gets done being poured. And then we'll come back when we do the next one. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've got my 3 primary colors and also white. I've got my canvas set to go on my 4 pour cups, and we're using Artist Loft. I think I may have showed you that earlier. Artist Loft. And I've already stirred the paints, but I kind of want to show you what consistency I have. You may or may not be familiar with this part, but hopefully you can see that, how it just runs off the stick. Okay, let's go to another color so that you can see. Try and get a better view for you. That's what you want, okay? Everything has been stirred. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't added my KY yet, so I'm going to do that now. I don't put it in the white, but I put 2 drops in the red, and 2 in the blue, and 2 in the yellow. That is it. All right, the cup I'm going to use is just something I've recycled from when my daughter was small. And I'm going to take the white and start first. All I do, because the dimethicone has just gone in, is I give it 1 stir. That's it. Then I pour my white in first, and I'll stop. I don't want to put the blue and the yellow together because I don't want to force a green. They are going to mix in there, and I will get some green, but I don't want to make it happen. I just want it to happen on its own. You'll see I barely touched the stir stick there. So I'm going to put some red and some yellow, which of course is going to give me some orange. I'm going to go back to a little bit of white. Bring in my blue. Go back to some more white, just a tad, just to break up the colors. Some more red. And this time I will put the blue on top of the yellow. Now let me see if I can show you how delicious that looks. Very pretty in there. I'm going to take my blue stir stick and I'm just going to make an X. I just go down and swipe it and then swipe it again. I don't stir it. I don't try to disrupt it too much. The act of turning it over for a dirty pour does disrupt it enough to make everything work together and give me some lovely cells. I think if you agitate it too much, you really overmix the paints and then you get colors that end up turning muddy. So I'm going to do a dirty pour, nice and simple. Simply put my cup on my canvas, set it right there, we're good to go. Bring my camera a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. And we're just letting the paint drip in there. I'm in no rush to pick it up and force something to happen. I want it to kind of happen the way it's going to happen. All right. If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm going to swirl it around just a little bit and then up. Now, I don't know about you, but there is nothing like seeing cells form like that so quickly. That to me is just beautiful. Can you see that? They're gorgeous. That, my friend, is the dimethicone. Artist Loft is a very, very good paint to use when you're acrylic pouring, fluid pouring rather. The colors are really nice. It comes out of the tube easily. They're easy to store, easy to purchase online, readily available. They have a great line of metallic paints that I really adore. I have no complaints about them at all. I use them a lot, quite frankly. And it is the first paint I ever purchased. I have since tried others, but Artist Loft was my first. It flows very nicely on the canvas. I'm really pleased with this. It's got a nice color too. Sorry, I'm turning the canvas away from you, but I wanted to get that red to kind of open up a little bit. There we go. That is very, very nice. Artist Loft, my friends. A very, very fine product. Easy to find. Makes beautiful colors. And does great with acrylic pouring. So that is test number 1. Again, Artist Loft. On to the next one. Stand by. And we've got the exact same setup as before, but this time we are using Arteza. Can you see that? Arteza. I've got my blue, yellow, red, and I've also got my white. I've not added my KY yet. It is getting ready to go in now. Not in the white, just in the other colors. 1, 2. 2 drops in each. And that is it. And just like before, just before I pour it into my cup, that's when I'm going to stir it. So, I'm going to start with the white. And I'm going to go with the yellow next. One little stir to get the dimethicone in there. We'll go with some red now. A little stir. One little stir, that's it. And we're doing the blue. One thing I noticed right off the bat that the huge difference is the color. This is quite a bit more vibrant, and it's evident when you pour, it's evident when you mix it. It's quite lovely. A little bit more white. And we'll repeat the process. Get more yellow in there. Get more red. And finally, more blue. And I'm just going to call it done and do my flip. Oops, well, I need to make my stir, my X rather, go in there and just make a line and then a line. That's it. No over agitation. Okay, we're doing dirty pour. Take the cup right on the canvas and flip. So one of the things that I noticed, because I've never painted with one specific company and then did another painting with another specific company. I've never done this comparison before, and so I'm able to see firsthand now the differences. And the Arteza is a lot thicker. It's a heavy body, and it took very, very little paint to achieve the same amount that I created with the last company. I enjoy using it. It's very vibrant, very efficient. I don't need to use a lot of paint, so that's going to save money. I like that. All right, here we go. I got you in view, I hope. Turn it just a hair. All right, here we go. Do a little swirl. And there we go. Well, my goodness, isn't that pretty? It is really gorgeous. We're using the exact same color scheme, but a different paint company. We're using only primary colors with some white. The white is also from that company. I'm not mixing any products. Oh, this is lovely. Ooh. It flows the exact same way the other paint does, so I have no big revelation about this one pouring differently. And maybe it's because I'm used to pouring now and I understand exactly how much paint and how much Floetrol I need to achieve the desired effect. Boy, this is really pretty. So that is going to rest for a bit, and let's see what happens with it. Let me clean my hands off a little bit so I can bring the camera closer and let you see what's happening. Again, gorgeous cells, and I have to give credit to dimethicone for that. All right, let's see if we can bring that in a little closer for you. Isn't that something? That is really gorgeous. It would be really nice to see the difference when all of them are dry. Okay, we are back, and it's time to do the apple barrel challenge. Gonna do our KY first, not in the white, but we'll do a couple of drops in the red, in the blue, and in the yellow. Definitely, since I said I am comparing the paints side by side for the first time, I definitely see a difference in the amount of paint that I use, in the colors. The apple barrel, the colors are not as rich. The yellow is, but not the blue and not the red. So we'll see how they look in the cup, or rather on the canvas. All right. Here we go. A little bit of white. A little bit of blue. I'm going to stir it once. Get that blue in there. I'm going to go for some red. A little bit of yellow. Go back with some white and give it all another splash. The apple barrel pours very easily. I never have any clumps or lumps coming out of it. It's a very nice, friendly paint to use. It's readily accessible rather. And it comes in a lot of different shades. All right, so there we go. Let me get my little stick here and do my cross once and then twice. Clean it off, and we're gonna call it done. All right, folks, here we go. Dirty pour number 3. And this is the apple barrel pour. And for some reason, my cups got moved. All right, let's sit that there for a second, let it move a little bit. Have some adult beverage. Okay. Acrylic paint comparison number 3. Move it around a little bit. Oh, look at that yellow. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Ooh, that's really pretty. I hope I've got you at a good angle so you can see this. That is gorgeous. And you know what's so interesting is I use the same 3 colors, the same method, and all 3 paintings so far look so different. The white dominated the Artist Loft. I probably put more than I should have. The Arteza, the dark blue dominated, probably for the same reason. And now, with the apple barrel, I'm seeing a ton of yellow. So that's the one thing you cannot be consistent about when doing a comparison, is you cannot know exactly how much of each color you put in each cup, you know, unless you become a scientist, and that just takes away all the fun. So let's look at this, because this is really quite lovely. Let's tilt you down so you can see. Isn't that pretty? Look at all those gorgeous cells. Okay, here we are with number 4. This is Grumbacher Academy. And I've mixed all the paints. They're sitting here ready to go. The first thing I notice right off the bat is the color of the red. If I reach over here and grab the Arteza, look at the difference. It is just definitely noticeable. The yellow is comparable to all the other companies, very vibrant, very rich. The blue is very, very nice, but it was the red that caught my eye. I never noticed before that it wasn't as dark or as rich, because I've never done this comparison. So we shall see. I'm about out of KY. We're going to have to open up a new box, but let's get started. Again, no KY in the white. We're going to go 2 drops in the red, 2 in the yellow, and 2 in the blue. And we are ready to pour into our handy dandy little mixing cup. So we're gonna go white, and we'll do yellow this time. One little swirl and nice dose of this pretty lemon yellow. We'll go with the red next. Hope I'm not blocking you too much. And look at this gorgeous blue in there. Let's stick in some white. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. Can you see that? That's gorgeous. I think we'll go back to the yellow. And the red. And the blue. I'm gonna stop there. Get these cups out of my way. And bring the canvas over. I need my stick to make my X in here. 1 and 2. That's all we're doing. Okay. Should be pretty routine by now. You should know what I'm doing. Same thing. Trying very hard to be judgment-free, unbiased, fair, and just compare what I see, what I feel, what I experience. Alrighty, here we go. The big swirl. Ooh, isn't that lovely? And, ooh, we got a lot of blue. That is gorgeous. Oh, I see some green coming through. I didn't get much green on the other ones. I was so careful to try and separate the blue and the yellow. All 4 canvases are definitely different. How can you not like acrylic pouring? This is instant gratification. immediate results. And if you achieve cells like this, seems to be what everybody wants, how can you not be thrilled? That little piece in the middle there with all the yellow and the red, it's quite lovely. Try and save a little bit of that. Really pretty. There's a gray red area over here, and there's a bluish gray area here that are just beautiful, and the cells and some nice striations too, the yellow and the green and the white and the blue. It's just beautiful. When I'm done and I can take my camera and just zoom in and show you all the various cells of each one, I think you'll be able to get a better feel of what I'm talking about. But for right now, we're going to call it done. I'm going to clean up this mess, organize my 4 paintings. Oh, I haven't shown you my close-up yet. Let's do that first. Let's do that. Let you see it a little bit. Look at that bit in the middle. Isn't that gorgeous? Sorry, it's kind of wobbly. I'm trying to hold a tripod in my hand. Very pretty. Grumbacher works well, pours easily, mixes well. I would say the only thing I wasn't overly thrilled about was the color of the red, but that could easily be fixed by adding some other colors to it to brighten it up a little bit. This is really pretty. So we'll be back in a little bit with the final 4, and you can take a look yourself. Be back. I'm tired. Normally when I pour, it's just relaxing and I'm by myself, or I just tune everybody out and I just pour to my heart's content. But this time I kind of had a mission. I truly wanted to get this right. I wanted to be fair in everything that I did. I wanted to use the same products, and I wanted to be truthful and share with you folks my experience. And I hope that came through in my video and my article as well. There'll be more to try down the road. This was the first run, and I have to say I enjoy all 4 brands. We had the Artist Loft, the Arteza, the Apple Barrel, and the Grumbacher, and they all performed very well. They all worked very well for acrylic pouring. Some had a little bit more vibrancy than others, and you heard that in my video. I think the thing that I took away more than anything is the value. I am going to save a lot of money by using the Arteza because it's so thick and so heavy and just takes a smidge in my cup to get a full cup of paint. So that stood out to me. I have to admit that. My experiment is not over. I'll continue part 2 another day, but for right now, I'm going to take a little break, and that's it. Thank you. Bye. Here is the Artist Loft. Zoom in for you. That is really, really gorgeous. I have used this for almost a year. Very happy with it. I especially like their metallic paints. Good product, easy to find. Look at this. Hope I'm not making y'all sick. Okay. And this was the Arteza. The word that comes to mind with this paint is vibrancy. That overhead lamp has given us a challenge. Look at that beautiful grouping of cells down there. Little gremlin. Some aliens over here. The blue and the red right there. Boy, that's really pretty. Nice paint. Really like it. And this is our apple barrel. Sorry about that. Let me shut this light off. Better? Yeah. Apple barrel. It's a pretty painting. I will tell you that I have experienced one negative thing with apple barrel, and I think it's pretty well known. Don't want to be negative, but I don't like the white. The white does not perform as well as the colors. And by perform well, I mean when the painting is dry, it cracks. Sorry, it is the truth. So use the white from somewhere else and you will have no problems. That's gorgeous. And lastly, the Grumbacher. That gorgeous center with the orange and the yellow and the blue. And this little piece down here. Look at that set of eyes staring back at you. Oh, there's a nice eyeball. All right, so there you have it. The experiment is concluded.